Welcome to Mission San Luis Rey. Named after St. Louis IX, this is the 18th mission to be built in California. It's nicknamed the King of Missions for a good reason. It's the largest mission, it's aboard the most people, and it's the most beautiful. Mission San Luis Rey was founded in 1798 by Padre Firmin Francisco de Laswan. The Luiseño tribe was brought in to help build this huge mission. It's got a museum, a church, a chapel, a cemetery, a courtyard, and more. Let's check it out. Before we go in, I want to show you this. This is the El Camino Real Bell. It shows where the mission comes together with the Royal Road. The Royal Road is the road that connects all 21 missions. All right, let's see this mission. We're starting our tour at the museum. This will show us some of the history of the mission. This shows the way the Luiseño Indians lived. Here's what the rooms at the mission used to look like. Also, to keep warm, they also use that fire. Yeah. And then they also have a basket and a book. Some yarn on the stand. There's some sheep fur, a wooden ladder, a spinning wheel, cooking supplies, food with some baskets, some bowls, some candles. Ooh, these chairs made out of wood, leather. Here's the original document that Abraham Lincoln signed giving the mission back to the Catholic Church. Next is the Agapito courtyard for the Franciscan friars. This courtyard is dedicated to Agapito Amamix and Pablo Talk, who learned how to read and speak in the friars' language. In the courtyard, there are water fountains for drinking. There's also a sacred garden that grew plants and herbs which they used for their medicines. Here we are at the church. The church was built to worship God and strengthen Christians' beliefs. Another awesome thing to know about the church is that they started building it in 1811 and they didn't finish until 1815. And the materials they use for it are adobe, lime plaster, wooden timbers, fired clay bricks, and roof tiles. The church also has paintings and decorations that are very unique because they're inspired by both the Luiseño tribe and the Spanish settlers. Here inside the church is the Madonna Chapel. The chapel is special because of its octagon-shaped dome. It's built out of pine wood. They held funerals here, and there are rows of prayer candles. You're supposed to light one every time someone passes away. Next, we have the cemetery. It's a very old cemetery because it's 227 years old, built in 1798. Many early settlers and Catholics from the area are buried in these graves. The friars were put into coffins, and the coffins were stored in the crypts. This bronze plaque was put up in 1830 as a memorial for the Luiseño tribe to honor them for their contributions to building the mission. Okay, these are the ruins that used to be the soldiers' barracks. These buildings were where the Spanish soldiers lived, and it was their duty to protect the mission. It included a lookout tower and many apartments. Next, we have the lavanderia, which means laundry in Spanish. The lavanderia was a place for the mission residents to bathe and wash their clothes. The water came from the San Luis Rey River, flowed down the sides of the stairs, and shot out of the gargoyles' mouths. Afterwards, the same water flowed down into their gardens and fields and watered their plants. This is the brick kiln where adobe bricks were put into burning hot fire to dry them out and use them for buildings.
Now pretend to jump.
Wah!
You are now an adobe brick.
I am? Yay! Here is our last stop on the tour, the Mission Quadrangle. The Mission Quadrangle is surrounded by 4 buildings. This place is the best place in the whole mission to have a break and rest. It was surrounded by a dining room, a kitchen, a doctor's office, and even a winery. They also had dorms, which is a bunch of rooms that are right next to each other. This is where unmarried women and Indians that just arrived lived. And they had classrooms where they taught such things as adobe brick making, shoemaking, and soap making. Most of these buildings are now the retreat center where people come to pray. But there are still a few classrooms that people are learning at because, can you believe it? There are still some friars living here. This pepper tree is the oldest of its kind in California, planted by Father Perry. This pepper tree is 195 years old. That's so old it needs stilts so it doesn't fall down. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this tour of Mission San Luis Rey, the king of all missions. Wolok Noto, which translates to peace in the Luiseños language. So peace out.